Okay, so today I just want to talk a little bit about the past continuous tense and how to use it. I know a lot of Korean users are comfortable using the past tense, but using past continuous or using the present perfect is really difficult for them. And so oftentimes they'll kind of misuse the wrong speech pattern when they're trying to describe something that happened in the past. So basically, the way to use past continuous is you want to describe an ongoing action that happened in the past. You want to describe something that was taking place over a period of time, but it happened prior to the present. So basically, I'm going to just show you how it's used when it's written, and I'll show you a few examples just so you can see it in different situations. If we look first at the first example, I tried to write the kind of sentence that isn't grammatically incorrect, but at the same time, it still has some hallmarks of how a non-native speaker would explain the situation. So a non-native speaker might say something like, I walked in the park and I saw my friend John. They'll create two sentences, or they'll say, I saw John in the park, or something like this. But basically, the way we combine these two ideas and make one fluid thought is by using the past continuous, and then we combine it using this kind of connecting phrase. So I've rewritten the sentence here in a more natural tone, and I'll just read it for you. I was walking in the park. So you can see the difference between I walked in the park and I was walking in the park. And then we see this connective when. When it shows that the first action was interrupted and a second action began, but the entire thing, the entirety of this action happened in the past. So I was walking in the park when I saw my friend John. So the first action was interrupted by the second action, seeing his friend John. And this is actually pretty natural. Let's move on to a second example. Okay, so again, we have the two separate ideas, and we want to connect them using the past continuous. So he made food, right? And you could say this about anything, you know. He made food, my friend made food, my mom made food, and the phone rang, right? So again, the first action was interrupted by the second action, and we combine it to make this. He was making food. He was making food when the phone rang. So we don't really need to change anything about grammatically, rather, with the second action, but definitely with the first action. It's not enough just to have two sentences here. It's not enough just to have the simple past. We have to make an interrupted action out of these two things because we need to show order. What happened first? What happened second? Let's look at one more example. Just one more. Okay. She slept in her bed. The alarm went off. We're gonna do the same thing we did to the previous two. We're gonna take the passive. I'm sorry. We're gonna take the past tense of the be verb, right? To be was. She was sleeping in her bed when the alarm went off. So here we actually use a phrasal verb. When the alarm rang, I could have said when the alarm rang, when the alarm sounded, when the alarm, whatever. But I just chose to say went off. But there's a few things we could have said here. Again, we connect these two ideas with this kind of time phrase, and it shows a break. It shows a break in one action and the beginning of another action. So I think this is a pretty good example. I don't want to show too many, but I think this is pretty good at explaining why just making two sentences in the past tense isn't enough. How we have to use the past continuous to show that the actions not only happened in the past, but one action happened before the other. and that it also kind of shows the importance of those actions. So I'll stop here, and I'll try to make more videos next time, and thanks for listening. Bye-bye.